You have tried everything. You've tried no screens, you've tried chamomile tea, the blackout curtains, same bedtime every single night, but yet at 2 a.m. you're still laying awake, ruminating, anxious, feeling completely overwhelmed. And my guess is you've started to wonder, am I doing this wrong? Is there something broken in me? Why does this bedtime routine work for everybody else? But here's the truth. The harder you try to sleep, the more impossible it becomes. By the end of this episode, you're going to learn the hidden reason why sleep routines often backfire, especially for anxious people, and what actually works instead. Welcome to your Anxiety Toolkit. My name is Kimberly Quinlan, and I am on a mission to help 10 million of you suffer less with anxiety. Now, the good news is the New York Times actually listed this podcast, Your Anxiety Toolkit, as one of the 6 top podcasts to help with anxiety. And that has literally lit a fire inside me. So here is what nobody is telling you. Sleep hygiene is solid advice. It is something I practice every day. It's stuff I talk to my clients about every day. But what you're probably hearing online is not specifically helpful for folks with anxiety. If you have an anxious brain, following sleep hygiene to the letter is probably making things worse. And the reason for that is that sleep is the only biological process that resists effort. It's called the effort paradox. And what that means is the harder you try to go to sleep, the more awake you become. You've probably already experienced this. It's called hyperarousal. It's like an on and off switch. If you're hypervigilant, urgently trying to go to sleep, you've actually flipped the switch of anxiety on, not off. Now, as always here on Your Anxiety Toolkit, I want to give you a solid foundation and strategy that you can use to help you get better sleep and manage your anxiety better. We have 5 specific points we're going to go through here, and I'm going to go through them one by one. So number 1 is paradoxical attention. This is where instead of putting our attention on the urgency and pressure to fall asleep, we put our attention on staying awake. What? That sounds weird, I know, but follow me and I'll explain to you more. And what we're going to do here is we're going to put our attention towards trying to stay awake while you're laying in bed. I'm not talking about like getting up and going for a run. I'm saying while you're in bed, deliberately try and stay awake. Try it. What you might find is it does help reduce that anxiety because you're not putting all that pressure on. It completely removes performance anxiety and performance pressure. And when sleep isn't the goal, the sleep paradox dissolves. Now, number 2 is identify unhelpful thoughts. Let me give you some examples I hear all the time in my practice. The thought, I'll be useless tomorrow if I don't get sleep, this only does more damage. This actually makes you feel more anxious. It makes sleep feel like it's a have to instead of a I can when I'm ready. Now, CBTI, which is a specific cognitive behavioral therapy intervention for insomnia, directly restructures catastrophic sleep beliefs. And you probably have way more of these than you even know. Like I said, I have to fall asleep. Bad things will happen if I don't. I'm going to screw up tomorrow if I don't get enough sleep. I won't do well at work. I'll have bags under my eyes. Any of these thoughts that are pressuring you to fall asleep are probably getting in the way. Now, I want you to remember the room is fine. It's the story you're telling yourself that needs to change. Now, number 3 is change the environment. If you're laying in bed, tossing and turning, going over and over how you have to fall asleep, this is building an unhelpful relationship with the place, that your environment of your bed, where you really actually need it to be calm. You need that association to be with sleep and sex only, not restlessness and anxiety. So what we're going to encourage you to do is get up, go to the couch, sit and read, do something quiet, do something that soothes you. And then when you're starting to feel slightly tired again, go back to your bed. Now we move on to number 4, which is to break the 2 a.m. spiral before it even starts. Now, what you're probably thinking as we're going through this so far, which is, even if I'm on the couch, I'm still ruminating, I'm still stressed, I'm still anxious. And that's because you have learned to ruminate your way out of problems during the day. And so your brain's going to try to ruminate your way out of this sleep problem during the night. We know as here we're always talking about, that rumination reinforces anxiety. And so this is not about distraction. It's about actually learning skills to manage rumination. This is going to be one of the most important skills you learn in your lifetime. There is only one thing more valuable than time and money, and that is your attention. Now, if you want to learn how to manage rumination, to master this skill, I'm going to strongly encourage you to head over to cbtschool.com or click the link below and sign up for the Rumination Reset. This is a very, very specific course I made specifically to manage rumination. Now, this is for any type of anxiety that you may have. It doesn't matter what kind. Rumination does the same thing no matter what condition you have. This is what I would encourage you to do if you really want to master that skill. Now, number 5 is to loosen the rules. We want to replace the I must sleep by 11 p.m. to I will sleep when I'm ready. Or all I need to do is rest, that sleep is not the only way for me to rejuvenate for tomorrow. Less rigidity equals less ammunition for anxiety. And this is a strategy of acceptance. It's not giving up. It's saying, I will fall asleep when my body is ready. My only agenda is to manage my mind until I do hit the pillow and I go off into those blissful REM behaviors. Now, my homework for you is let it be messy. Please drop the need to have this sleep hygiene be perfect. That is actually getting in the way. And please don't forget, the sleep will come. Anxiety has gotten in the way, and that can change. Thank you so much for being here. I know how valuable your time is. Please do share this with someone you know it will help. Again, the more you share this, the more we can spread information so people suffer less with anxiety. The internet alone is enough of anxiety provoking. We don't need to make it worse in our mind. Now stay tuned because you are going to love the next video on how to calm your mind before bed. This is specific skills that you can use if you're someone who struggles with anxiety at nighttime. All right, I'll see you next time.